All right, hello and welcome everyone. Thanks so much for joining our webinar today. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with us. So uh, thank you. We hope that this presentation will really benefit you in some ways. We're talking about Totara's talent experience platform. One thing that we know, especially with this year and just in general, that change is certainly constant. And as HR, business, and talent development leaders, we're tasked with creating agile, organizations that can respond to change and that can collaborate virtually from anywhere and consistently learn while bringing in high performance results. And today's discussion is really around the technology that will enable us to do that. And on the next slide, just to introduce, I am Candace McGlenn. I'm a business solutions consultant with Enovation Solutions. And we also have Roger Rinker on the call, who's a business solutions consultant, has lots of experience and knowledge, and we'll hear from him in a bit. And after Roger goes, we'll hear from Mark Malia, who's our head of product strategy, AKA technology guru. And he'll walk us through the Totara experience platform. Just a little bit about innovation, going back to just having that technology that's future ready. We've been around for 20 plus years, and that's been our goal, to work with technology that's flexible, that builds an innovative experience that allows for our partners and clients to be able to move through change with their learning technology solutions. So I'll pass it over to Roger.
Yes, thank you, and good day, everyone. Welcome. Glad to have some time with each of you. So, Mark, if you can go back a slide, I just wanted to call attention to a couple of things, and just so everyone knows, I'm going to be up for a relatively short period of time, taking you through kind of innovation from a broader, general type of perspective, and then I will hand it off to Mark here shortly, and he will dive into the Totara experience platform that you all signed up for today. So Enovation, as Candace mentioned, been around for quite some time. We have offices kind of across the globe in kind of very strategic locations. I want to just draw attention to a couple of the banners on the right. We're a Totara Platinum Alliance partner. That's significant because we sit on the board for the Totara development team, which means that we can take our clients' and customers' needs and have kind of a direct link to Totara when it comes to development or upgrading of existing products. Also a Moodle partner, which means much the same thing. And then for those of you that either are part of or looking at being a Microsoft partner, we also work very closely with Microsoft as well. So next slide, please, Mark. So this is our visual with regards to end-to-end services that we provide. I'll go through each one just very briefly, but what I want to leave you with here is that we can provide all of these or any of these that you may need individually or any coupling of 2 or 3 of them together. But typically when we get involved is up front when companies are looking at doing something with regards to putting together an e-learning platform and serve as a consultant in that role to them. Then we develop solutions for them to consider and then decide with regards to how they want to proceed. And then we can also do hosting if the client does not want to do that themselves. We can provide support and maintenance for the product or products that we provide to our clients. If training is needed, as is often the case, we can provide training either in a virtual setting or through e-learning videos that are available. And then in today's world, content is available from a wide variety of areas. You've probably heard of many of them, like LinkedIn and iGo and many others. And we develop solutions that will work with any of those content providers as kind of a plug and play, depending upon what your needs are. So that's just a very quick look at our kind of end-to-end solutions. With regards to specific kind of e-learning solutions, I'm just going to mention that we're here to talk about Totara because we think it's an exciting product with some very recent upgrades and changes that you'll be interested in learning about. But we also provide solutions in either traditional Moodle workplace, depending up, once again, going back to the needs of the client, we would suggest one of these platforms that fits your needs the best. And then the Aura Talent is a really exciting new platform that's around talent management that we're excited about. And it works typically with any of these solutions to the left of it, as well as other LMS proprietary systems that closed source that are out there as well. The exciting thing about Aura Talent is that it shows the connectivity between different positions within an organization to employees. It helps capture what their career interests are, and then it helps them plot out the learning that would be beneficial or necessary for them to move into future positions. Now, what I'll do is just spend a little bit of time on our clients. Hopefully some of these you will recognize because of our presence on a global basis. Some of them you may not, but recent clients that we've done work for in the US would be Landmark up in the upper left, Delta Airlines, Boston Scientific, along with global companies like Johnson & Johnson, Bridgestone. Hopefully this is a good kind of idea of the types of clients that we work with. I will say, though, that what we pride ourselves on is just not working with clients, but maintaining relationships with clients as they move forward in their e-learning or e-solutions journey. And we're proud to say that we do that with virtually all of our clients as we develop relationships with them. For the next slide, before I hand it off to Mark, this is just really meant to represent, if you think about probably 10 years ago when it came to e-learning, it was quite primitive compared to today in that companies would put materials or learning online. Employees would kind of go in, see what interests them, and then engage in that learning or watch those classes online. Today, it's become much more about also getting employees interested and engaged with regards to the online e-learning solutions, and also improving their performance once they become engaged and begin using what's available online from a e-learning solutions perspective. And now with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mark Melia, who's going to go very specifically into the new Totara platform that's available.
Thank you, Roger, and thank you, Candice, for that great intro. So what the plan for me today is as Roger has kind of outlined, is to kind of bring you through the new innovative Totara talent experience platform. And in reflecting on what to do in this presentation, it kind of and I like you sit through a lot of vendor presentations about learning, about performance management, about HR tech in general. And I think after kind of reflecting on this, it's become apparent that in order to for you to get the most out of this presentation, I want to show you what's innovative. I want to show you what's new and what's different about Totara. I'm not going to spend time on the things that really are a given, should be a given, I should say, for most learning platforms out there and most performance management systems. So um, I think you can take it that Totara, like many other learning management systems, can support your courses, support your SCORMs, your standards like your experience API, your tin can, all that sort of thing. Totara Learn does well. You can build your learning paths, your renewals, make sure that people have the right licenses to do their jobs. Make sure that your instructor-led training can be booked on the platform. There's workflow. Virtual instructor-led training is, of course, more important. Integration with Zoom, learning plans, completion tracking, obviously reporting, making sure that the compliance part of your business has the reporting it needs to make sure that people are doing the right learning, and having a good course catalog, making sure that I as a learner can find what I want to look for, that the course catalog is personalized to the needs of my role, of my course, of my career trajectory. Um, these are a given. If a learning platform isn't doing this, then it really shouldn't really be called a learning platform. So I'm not going to spend time on this sort of stuff. I am going to spend more time on Totara Engage and Totara Perform. And the reason why is because this is where most of the innovation is in the new talent experience platform. So Totara Engage is the new learning experience platform. It is an innovative approach to bringing learners to the center of the learning journey. So it's about giving them the space and the facilities to build content and learning spaces in which to share content and collaborate with other people of a shared interest. So, for example, you might have a learning space to do with HR, and you may have seen a good TED talk on some sort of organizational behavior theory, or you might have seen an article out there. You can share these articles. They can be rated. They can be reshared. So you can build playlists of that might be used as part of an onboarding process. But this could be open education resources. This could be stuff like from Coursera. This could be a TED, a YouTube video, a blog post. All where the learning management system is all about the organization pushing learning down to the learner. The learning experience platform is where the learner takes control of their learning and allows them to socialize learning, and also have things like gamifying the approach with leaderboards. Who's sharing the most? Who's contributing the most? And recognizing those people that have helped other people in engaging with content or engaging with the organization through learning. Totara Perform then is a new innovative approach to performance management. So obviously performance management has been around a long time, but in many cases it lives in a silo. At Totara, we have a very clear idea of how this part of the employee experience needs to reside. It's a part, performance is a part of, it should feed into learning, and learning should feed into performance. They have a relationship. If you do, the more learning you do, the more development you do, that should translate into increased performance, and the performance should guide the learning that you need to do. In Totara Perform, we have a range of powerful tools that allow for alignment, for example. So the goals tool allows for an organization to specify organizational strategic objectives. So, for example, a goal for an organization might be to grow by 10% next year. But what does that mean for me in my role? So, for example, a salesperson may have to get 20 new clients next year, or a customer success manager may need to reduce customer churn by 20% in order to reach that target. So the goals in Totara Perform allow people to understand how their individual role contributes to the bigger picture. And of course, we have your traditional appraisals, but we can build in a logical workflow into that. So what have initially in January with goal setting, a goal setting time period with the manager. Then we can have a midterm review in June, and then we can have an end of year review. And all these teams can be defined and managed through the appraisal process, along with check-ins, which allows for a more agile approach to performance management. So where a manager can catch things that are maybe going a little bit astray quickly and make sure that they brings the employee more in alignment with what the organization needs. The check-ins also allow for more structured conversation with an employee, helps the manager understand how to be that coaching influence within the organization. All of this is also underlined with a competency framework or competency management. So this gives this kind of lingua franca, so this common language between all the platforms, so that we know what someone is skilled in from the competency framework. We know what learning provides certain skills and competencies, and we know what roles require certain competencies and skills. Now, these are individual tools, and they've been developed as individual tools, but they have a shared services layer, which basically means that if you purchase more than one, so 2 or 3 of the products, the value to your organization increases exponentially because they're sharing data. The value for the Engage platform is getting information from Learn, and Learn's getting information from Engage. So the value of the product increases exponentially, but the cost to you decreases on a per user basis, because as you buy additional products, obviously there's a discount that will help you do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, as I mentioned, I'm just going to concentrate on a couple, not a lot, because I know your time is valuable, a couple of key parts of the platform that are very innovative and that will kind of make this platform stand out from the rest. The first thing I want to talk about is Microsoft Teams integration. So learning in the flow of work has been a term that's been was coined by Josh Bersin more than 3 years ago at this stage. And it is a very key concept within Totara. The concept that somebody, when they have a learning need, shouldn't have to go to a separate platform to resolve that learning need. They should be able to figure learning out within whatever platform they're in. Now, a lot of cases with the proliferation of Microsoft Teams, that is doing that within Microsoft Teams. And what we have with Totara is a platform that can live within your Microsoft Teams environment. So as you're working with people, sharing documents within Microsoft Teams or collaborating on a call, and something comes up that you need help with or you need some sort of knowledge with, you do not need to go to a separate platform. Teams allows you to go to your Totara Learn learning management system and get the learning that you need at that point of need. So it's a very innovative way to deliver learning to learners. Another innovative way of delivering learning, obviously mobile apps are not new. What is new is that you can have an offline experience with the mobile app. That means that should you have to go maybe on a flight, or you may just be in a very poor connectivity area for a couple of days, you can download the content and you can take the courses online. Now, when you do get connection back, all the progress reports, all the grades that you've achieved will be synchronized with the server. This might also mean that it allows people to focus, which is obviously quite a difficult thing at the moment. People are trying desperately to focus on learning, but with the proliferation of your WhatsApp notification, your Facebook Messenger, and so on, it's very difficult to focus on the learning. Easy with the Totara app. You turn on airplane mode. It means you have no connectivity, but that's okay with the offline mode, and you can focus on the learning. The dashboard in Totara Learn, while you might not think it as an innovative feature, it is certainly something that, because of the 3 separate products, that has allowed the learner to have one focal point on what's going on within the organization. Now, Enovation prides itself on building dashboards that are specific to the needs of different audiences within organizations. So different audiences such as senior leadership, line managers, employees such as individual contributors, will all have different needs from the learning system, and will have need to see different information when they log in. Enovation works with organizations to understand what those information needs are, and we build the right dashboard for the right people so they get the right information at the right time. And that's a key thing, because with the new the spread of different tools across the different suite, the suite of tools, sorry, we need to make sure that with all that data now flowing between those platforms, that we simplify the message to the user and they get a simple message of what they need to action upon and what they need to do right now and where they're going in terms of their learning trajectory. And that's something we help organizations with. Another thing that is critical to the new platform is what's known as H5P. And so H5P might mean very little to most people, but it is a totally new way of developing content. It is a tool that's built within Totara, so totally, doesn't cost you anything, and it is designed to create highly engaging, highly interactive learning content. This means that you don't need to spend a lot of money on a separate tool, and you also have the benefit of a tool that has a very low learning curve. So you can train anybody up on H5P very quickly on how to create very engaging and interactive learning content, so that you can get something up and running very quickly. So H5P is a range of different engaging, interactive content types that can be created very quickly. You can also create videos where you overlay interactive content such as quizzes, such as additional video, text. And this allows you to answer the question now of how do you know someone has watched the video? Well, you can have a quiz within that video now where ask questions at specific moments. And if someone gets the question wrong, we can now have an action where it might send them back to the start. So we know someone has completed the video because they wouldn't have got to the end unless they completed all the questions correctly. So this is a really groundbreaking tool with a lot of, now I'm obviously not expecting people to look at these individually, but you get the concept here. We have a very comprehensive tool built within Totara that allows you to create rich, engaging, interactive content, and you do not need now to buy a separate tool to do that. Now, that's not to say if you're already using separate tools, Totara won't facilitate that. It does allow for SCORM, XAPI, and TinCan, and platform or specifications like that to be content such as that to be put into the platform. Performance management. The performance management of the platform is one that is built upon an easy approach. So it allows for managers to understand competency profiles of their organization, understand proficiency level of different audiences. So for example, how proficient are our team leaders, our sales audience, and we can look across different competencies and see how aligned our employee or workforce are against those competencies. And then obviously roll out training or learning based on those needs. So this helps with our learning needs analysis essentially. So we can roll out key interventions at the right time to ensure that the organization has the skills needed to do its business. As mentioned before, Totara Learn and Engage have been intuitively designed to support a more employee-led learning experience. The Learn tab at the top of the screen is Totara Learn here. However, Totara Engage has been intertwined here. So this is basically giving you an idea of how the systems can work together, intertwined into the design, so that all captured, curated, and shared learning by the learner is kept in one space and is easily accessible. This learning is contained in your library. Here, learners have the power to create, curate, and share resources. Resources are learning objects typically created with resources that are freely available to them, such as content personally owned or are created by them, such as blogs and things like that, or freely available videos, again, YouTube videos, TED Talks, articles that are found online. You'll also see shared with you and saved resources. Resources are saved within your library under separate tabs. Again, this has been designed for user intuitiveness. Learners can easily access learning they have saved and that's been shared with them separate to resources that they've created. So this allows, basically it's a tool that allows us to curate content in a very easy way, but it's a tool that can be shared across the different product suite. So I just wanted to show you those key content key pieces of functionality. Again, it wasn't a demo of the full features, but I think it just gives you a taster for what the talent experience platform has to offer. So I'm going to hand it back to Roger and Candice now, who are on mute.
Sorry about that. I was on mute. Thank you. And thank you, Mark, for that. And once again, I just want to kind of wrap it up by, kind of saying thank everybody for their time and their attention. We really hope that, kind of the output of this is that some of you may see some features or something we talked to that is of interest to you. And we certainly encourage you to reach out to us through kind of some of the means below. We've got each of our emails there. You can also do it through innovationsolutions.com, and you, of course, can find us on LinkedIn as well. So we encourage you to be in touch if you have any questions. My final ask of those of you that have sat through this with us is simply that you consider us. Something that many people don't know is that, in Totara as well as Moodle are open source solutions. And for whatever reasons, and we probably all have our opinions, in the US market, closed source systems account for 75% of the marketplace. So proprietary systems that are tough and oftentimes expensive to customize or to make more meaningful to your organization are the norm here. Whereas around the rest of the globe, it's 75% of the market is open source, which is what we definitely believe is the best solution in today's world. So we're asking that you give us a look. And that you allow us to address some of the questions or potential needs that you have within your organization and compare our solutions to others, for we feel quite confident that we will perform well in an environment where we get a chance. So with that in mind, I would like to just say it's been a good experience for us and hopefully a good experience for you. And we wish you the very best.
Thank you.